Welcome to Transforming Your City Radio with popular leadership expert coach Dr. Dave Robinson. Dave is a full-time executive leadership coach who travels the USA and oversees more than 250 days each year, helping leaders improve their skills and seeing their vision become a reality. He's authored 4 books on leadership and publishes a monthly e-newsletter read by more than 40,000 people in over 30 nations. Coach Dave tackles the 3 key leadership questions. What do you want? What do you have? And what's your plan to close the gap from what you have to what you want? This is where coaching begins, transforming your city. Now, here's Coach Dave Robinson, PhD.
Hello, I'm Coach Dave Robinson, and welcome to Transforming Your City right here on AM 1160, Hope for Your Life. This is the show that helps you develop your own personal skills so you can transform your city through your marketplace leadership.
And now let's check the coach's clipboard. Leadership coach Dr. Dave Robinson shares what's on his heart, giving you a fresh insight and revelation into transforming your city.
This is the coach's clipboard. It's my opportunity to share with you my thoughts on the need for transforming your city through marketplace leaders. Today and the next couple of weeks, I want to share some thoughts that I have concerning living and promoting a Christian worldview in the marketplace. I get often asked, why are you so passionate about marketplace ministry? Because that's where real ministry takes place. Everything prior to the marketplace ministry is preparatory for that ministry. So all the things that we do in church, in that building that we often call the church, but it's where the churches meet, is to prepare us for the ministry when we leave that building. And so what is a Christian worldview? A worldview that refers to a comprehensive conception of the world from a specific standpoint. A Christian worldview, then, is a comprehensive conception of the world from a Christian or biblical viewpoint. An individual's worldview is his big picture, a harmony of all his beliefs about the world. It is his way of understanding reality. One's worldview is the basis for making daily decisions, and it's therefore extremely important that all of our marketplace ministers understand, be able to defend their worldview. You see, an apple sitting on a table is seen by a lot of people. A botanist might look at it, and he classifies it. An artist sees it as a still life, and he draws it. A grocer sees an asset, and he inventories it and tries to sell it. A child sees lunch there, and he eats it. How we look at any situation is influenced by how we look at the world at large. Every worldview, Christian and non-Christian, deals with at least 3 questions. Number 1, where did we come from, and why are we here? What is wrong with the world? And number 3, how can we fix it? A prevalent worldview today is naturalism, which answers the 3 questions like this. We are the product of random acts of nature with no real purpose. We do not respect nature as we should. And third, we can save the world through ecology and conservation. A naturalistic worldview generates many related philosophies such as moral relativism. Anything goes because life is really without any certainty. Then there's existentialism, where individuals alone give meaning to life. Or there's pragmatism, truth is to be tested by how well it works. Or utopianism, where everyone's trying to create a perfect society without God. We can do this by ourselves. A Christian worldview, on the other hand, answers 3 questions biblically. We are God's creation, designed to govern the world and fellowship with Him, as we see in Genesis chapter 1 and chapter 2. Number 2, we've sinned against God and subjected the whole world to a curse, according to Genesis 3. 3, God Himself has redeemed the world through the sacrifice of His Son, Jesus Christ, Genesis 3:15 and Luke 19, verse 10. And one day He's going to restore this creation to its perfect state in Isaiah 65:17 through 25. A Christian worldview leads us to believe in moral absolutes, miracles, human dignity, and the possibility of redemption. It's important to remember that a worldview is comprehensive. It affects every area of your life, from money to morality and from politics to art. True Christianity is more than just a set of ideas to use at church. Christianity, as taught in the Bible, is itself a worldview. You see, in my world, the Bible never distinguishes a religious and a secular life. The Christian life is the only life there is. Jesus proclaimed it himself this way when he said in John 14, verse 6, I am the way, the truth, and the life. In doing so, he became our worldview. Let me help you. Don't try to defend a faith in which you're not living. But second, don't defend or don't live a faith that you cannot defend either. We need to train and teach the people that we look at every Sunday in church what a Christian worldview is and how to defend it, not argue about it, but defend it.
It's the Coaches Playbook. Dave Robinson travels more than 250 days each year coaching globally to help transform cities and nations. With his effective teaching style, Dave presents today's leadership moment highly relevant for you and your city.
This week on the Coaches Playbook, I want to give my final chapter from my recent leadership seminar at the 2016 Logos University Conference in Jacksonville, Florida. I know you're going to enjoy it today. So I'll talk to leaders who are having a problem with staff members, and I say, well, what's the problem? And they'll define it. And I'll say, how are you serving them to solve that problem? Well, I've told them, and I've told them, and I've told them. I said, telling's not teaching, and listening's not learning. You have to communicate. But you're there to serve them. You're not there to lord it over them, as the manner of some is, the Bible says. See, you can't really have a problem with anyone that you esteem's better than you, and you're there to serve them. I got a text from one of my 3 children the other day, and he says, all I do is work, work, work. He doesn't like where he's at. And I said, well, and my text back to him was, well, when you turn that in to serve, 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 it's going to start working for you. Okay? You're there to serve. In fact, wherever you go from there, you go to serve. Mark 10:45 says, for even the Son of Man came not to be served. See, that's but serve. Okay? And so all these direct reports, you know, how many direct reports do you have? Well, I have 38. How many direct reports? I said, as a Christian leader, you don't have any direct reports. You have direct supports. Now that works whether you're a Christian or you're not a Christian. When your people know that you're there to serve them, not lord it over them, not be the boss. When I own businesses, that was one of the things I would not tolerate. Never call me boss. Bosses tell people what to do. I'm not here to do that. I'm here to help you be all you can be. And I'm going to reward you for doing that. And so this whole ego trip about leadership, especially for Christians, I mean, I get around some, high-profile people every once in a while. I try to stay away from that, but because there's a whole atmosphere that goes with that. I mean, some have so many gatekeepers and armor bearers that you'd think they were the king of England. Now, I understand you can't be accessible to everyone all the time, otherwise you'd be God. But we have to see the problem, and I share this with leaders, when you begin to expect it and it's not there and you're upset about it, you've got a problem. Study the Old Testament gates. It was the place of influence. There were 3 sets of gates in every major city that opened up into a large roofed-over common area. In one area was where government took place. That's why they brought the rebellious son to the gate to be dealt with. That's why the Proverbs 31 woman says, your husband will be spoken well of in the gates. That's why the king stood in the gates and declared war against these enemies. On and on it goes. Samson carried away what? The gates of the city of Gaza. He was after the influence. And Jesus said in Matthew 16, verse 18, I'll build my church. See, we're trying to build the church, and God said, I don't need you to help me build the church. That's my job. I need you to help extend the kingdom throughout the earth through the preaching of the gospel of the kingdom. And he says, if you let me build the church and you extend the kingdom, the gates of hell, the influence of hell will not prevail against our efforts to do that. We just have to get the right leadership in the right position in the church world, and then we can fulfill the mandate that God has given to us in Genesis and also the Great Commission in Matthew 28. Next week on the Coaches Playbook, I'm going to start a new series on 3 keys for faster and better results. Everyone wants to be quicker and they want to get better results.
The second half of this week's Transforming Your City program is right around the corner. Thanks for tuning in to popular leadership expert, Coach Dr. Dave Robinson. Now you can receive Dave's monthly Transforming Your City e-news, read by more than 40,000 people in over 30 nations, free of charge. Visit transformingyourcity.com and sign up today. All we ask for is your email address, nothing more. Visit transformingyourcity.com. That's transformingyourcity.com and get on the Coaches e-news team today. It's time to get to work transforming your city. Idle in the Marketplace at the 11th hour is the popular must-read from Dr. Dave Robinson concerning the church's most important mandate. Connect with Coach Dave. Become a member of the team at transformingyourcity.com. With your donation of any amount, you'll have online access to the Idle in the Marketplace audiobook. For your contribution of $35 or more, we'll include a print version as well. Perfect for highlighting and taking notes, plus a print copy of Dave's popular 100 Leadership Nuggets, the perfect guide for those who want to lead well. Your gift will help Transforming Your City impact lives globally for the kingdom. And Transforming Your City is part of E41 Marketplace Ministries. Visit transformingyourcity.com today and look for Idle in the Marketplace offer. That's transformingyourcity.com. Here's our toll-free number, 844-706-1444. That's 844-706-1444. Toll-free 844-706-1444. transformingyourcity.com.
Want to learn more about the Transforming Your City one-day equipping events? Give our Transforming Your City's offices a call, toll-free, at 844-706-1444. That's 844-706-1444. Or email us at dave@transformingyourcity.com. That's transformingyourcity.com.
Transforming Your City with Dr. Dave Robinson. What do you want? What do you have? And what is your plan to close the gap from what you have to what you want? This is where coaching begins, transforming your city. Now, here's Coach Dave Robinson, PhD.
In today's Ask Marketplace Leader segment, I talk with Scott Boyer, who's a flight attendant with a major airlines. He also has a global ministry called GodInHD.com. I know you're going to enjoy our time with Scott today. Welcome to Ask Marketplace Leaders segment today. On the program with me today is Scott Boyer. And Scott, it's so great to have you with us today on the program. You and I have been friends for a number of years, and I'm glad you're here with us today. Scott, tell us a little bit about how you came to Christ and a little bit of your gospel story.
Yeah, first of all, thank you for having me. I'm honored to be here. Back when I was 15 years old, on a random Sunday night, my aunt it asked me, "Hey, why don't you come to church with me tonight? Come to my Baptist church." And I said, "Nah." And she said, "No, you come with me tonight. It'll be good." And I said, "Sure, whatever." And we went, and it was a little different than what I'm used to in my Catholic upbringing. But afterwards, the pastor and a couple other people stayed, and they just asked me some questions of where I was with God, and they said, ultimately they said, they explained some stuff out of Romans, and then at the end, that pastor asked me, he said, "Is this something you'd like to do tonight? Would you like to receive Jesus Christ personally?" And my first thing was, "Well, you don't know what I'm going to do tomorrow." And he said, "Don't worry about that. God will deal with all that. Do you believe what I just told you, what I showed you plainly from the scriptures?" And I said, "I do." And I received it. It was the best decision I ever made. Did 12 pull-ups the very next day in gym. Pretty awesome thing.
Get I also know your wife, Rose. How did you guys get together?
We met on an airplane, believe it or not, I work for a major airline, and she was a passenger at the time, and I was a flight attendant. So I saw her in the gate area. So did 3 or 4 other guys that were working with me. And so I ended up trying to get in touch with her mother first, put in a good word. And she was sleeping the whole flight, coming from the Philippines originally. So I finally spoke with her on the way down. I'm talking about a minute before we touched on the ground. I figured I'd do one more roundabout. And finally she woke up and we started chatting a little bit. And pretty soon I realized she worked in the airport, so I made sure that I went out of my way and near her to see her every day. And the rest is history, and I thank God for it.
How long you been married?
15 years.
15. Do you have children?
We got two kids, yes.
You were sharing with me earlier today at lunch about something that's going on with your son and some other Christian men in the neighborhood. Talk a little bit about what's happening there.
Yeah, I've got a friend who used to be a pastor at a nearby church and basically recognized that he had nothing but church life in his life, nothing but those four walls. And he realized it when he was talking to his neighbor after many years. He was ready to move, and he met his neighbor for the first time on his way out. And his neighbor said, "Oh, you're a pastor, huh? That's great. Would have been nice to know." And so he has got a heart to share the gospel now, and somehow we hooked up. And what we're trying to do in my neighborhood is just get my son and all of his friends in the neighborhood to just play soccer on a regular Friday afternoon. And the intent is just to show them that real men love Jesus and to teach them sportsmanship. And for the first time, we prayed the other day in a big circle. And I'm convinced it was the first time that some of these 10-year-old boys prayed, which was a pretty beautiful thing.
So would you call that marketplace ministry or a soccer game?
I would call that absolutely marketplace ministry, definitely.
Because it was done intentionally on purpose?
Our intention is to make an impact, reach out, specifically targeting my neighborhood and the young men and ultimately the families of my neighborhood.
How long have you been serving as a flight attendant?
Almost 20 years.
And would you say that you have a job or that you have a marketplace ministry? And if so, what's the challenge here? What's the difference between having a job and having a ministry in the marketplace?
Yeah, I would say, a job is something that you feel like you must go to in order to pay the bills and so forth. But this job that I have as a flight attendant I believe it's tailor-made for me because I get to meet a ton of people, different people, just about every trip that I go on. And I get so many opportunities to hear the different belief systems and the different backgrounds of people, which I think has really helped me to not just come in so stern and just with some doctrine and I'm ready to go. No, instead, just get to know people and get to find out where they're at and their needs and their thirsts for life. And I look at my job, I really do look at it as a platform. It's a mission field. I took a year off, incidentally, to work full-time at a church, and I about went crazy. And when I went back to the job and we have a requalification period, I remember seeing a flight attendant that I had gotten to minister to years before. And she said, "Where you been?" And I said, "I was doing this and here for a year." And she said, "I'm glad you're back. We need you. We need you out here." So I absolutely know that I'm where I need to be, but I believe that it's every Christian's opportunity to use their jobs as their platform, as a ministry field, as a mission field.
I'm Coach Dave Robinson, transforming your city through marketplace leaders. More with Scott Boyer next week on transforming your city through the marketplace.
It's time to ask the coach. In this segment, Dr. Dave Robinson goes to the phone, social media, and emails to answer questions directly coming in from thousands of weekly listeners to transforming your city.
You can call in or email me your question at dave@transformingyourcity.com. This week's question comes from Jim, who listens to us on WYLL right here in Chicago. He emailed a question. What are some of the top priorities that you would have for great leaders? Well, let me share with you some that I've developed over the years. First, you need to create and maintain a sense of urgency for the future. What I mean for that is that you constantly focus on the vision and not just what's happening around you today. You resist the urge to get bogged down in day-to-day management issues, and you eliminate time wasters, people, and activities. The second thing I would share is that you must stay focused on what I call critical strategic issues. You identify issues and you develop a plan to solve them. Not everything in your day-to-day life as a leader is critical. The better you get, the more you're able to distinguish what is critical and what can wait. Management problems indicate leadership failures. I tell leaders all the time, all the management problems you have are simply indications of previous leadership failures. You see, that's why you hire managers. You hire managers to solve your daily problems, but you must stay focused on the critical strategic issues that keep you connected to the vision and the future. Leaders must correct those leadership failures that they created so that they don't do them again. Third is stay focused on high leverage activities. Paul said in Philippians 3:13, "This one thing I do." You want to invest your time, energy, and resources in activities that produce the best return on your investment of time and energy, resources, which includes people. You see, great managers make today better, but they do little to create a compelling future. Fourth is make critical decisions a leadership responsibility at every leadership level. What is critical thinking? It's disciplined thinking. It's thinking clear, rational, open-minded, and informed. It's non-emotional, and that's a difficult one. But you don't lead with your heart as much as you lead with your mind. You deal with people with your heart, but you must keep focused your mind on the future. Teach these entry-level leaders this skill when they begin. If they don't learn it in the beginning, they're going to fail at a higher level. Where the costs are greater, failures are more frequent, and the effect on people can be overwhelming. This is a skill that can be improved regardless of your leadership position. Fifth, teach accountability individually and for team success. Create a performance agreement for everyone, not just a job description. Reward the behavior you want and correct what you do not want. Before you look out the window, though, look in the mirror. Number 6, pick the right person for every opportunity. I often say be slow to appoint so that you don't have to disappoint. Develop superior judgment in evaluating potential. Leave the position open rather than appointing less than an ideal candidate. And finally, keep raising the bar for yourself and your team. Jesus said in Luke 2:52 that he increased in wisdom and stature and favor with God and man. Keep raising the bar. Great leaders never stay at the same level nor allow their team to plateau for very long. Strive for growth and excellence every year, every day. Set legitimate goals every year and make sure your team stays focused on them, not just on a periodic basis, but on a day-to-day basis. Promote people on sustainable and final results, not potential. Remember, ask for more than your team can give you, or you won't get all they can. You cannot do this unless you have enough relational equity to cover the requests that you make on those relationships. If God has given you leadership ability, take the responsibility seriously. Romans 12, verse 8.
It's time to get to work transforming your city. Idle in the Marketplace at the 11th hour is the popular must-read from Dr. Dave Robinson concerning the church's most important mandate. Connect with Coach Dave. Become a member of the team at transformingyourcity.com. With your donation of any amount, you'll have online access to the Idle in the Marketplace audiobook. For your contribution of $35 or more, we'll include a print version as well. Perfect for highlighting and taking notes, plus a print copy of Dave's popular 100 Leadership Nuggets, the perfect guide for those who want to lead well. Your gift will help Transforming Your City impact lives globally for the kingdom. And Transforming Your City is part of E41 Marketplace Ministries. Visit transformingyourcity.com today and look for Idle in the Marketplace offer. That's transformingyourcity.com. Here's our toll-free number, 844-706-1444. That's 844-706-1444. Toll-free 844-706-1444. transformingyourcity.com.
You're listening to Dave Robinson's Transforming Your City radio program. We appreciate your being part of the Transforming Your City movement. Leadership coach Dave Robinson's fervent hope is to help you as you reach your own full potential as a marketing leader who's fully involved in transforming your city. That's why connecting with Coach Dave is such an important step. Visit transformingyourcity.com. That's transformingyourcity.com. While there, make sure to sign up on the homepage for your free email subscription to Coach Dave's monthly Transforming Your City e-magazine. Sign up soon because Coach Dave is launching a series of Transforming Your City equipping events. We'd love to see you at one of our upcoming events. Want to learn more about the Transforming Your City one-day equipping events? Give our Transforming Your City's offices a call toll-free at 844-706-1444. That's 844-706-1444. Or email us at dave@transformingyourcity.com. That's transformingyourcity.com.
You've been listening to the Transforming Your City radio program with popular leadership expert, author, speaker, mentor, minister, Coach Dr. Dave Robinson. For more information on transforming your city, visit us on the web, transformingyourcity.com. That's transformingyourcity.com. Or give us a call toll-free at 844-706-1444. Again, that's 844-706-1444. Toll-free, 844-706-1444. Transforming Your City is powered by E41 Marketplace Ministries and the Fellowship. Visit us online at transformingyourcity.com.